Well, welcome back to A Day in the Life, Retirement on a Shoestring. I'm Patty, and Bob's out of the picture right now. But today, I'm going to do cooking. I'm cooking today, as you can tell. And I'm going to make a keto Alfredo pizza. It's a gluten-free pizza, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. My Alfredo sauce that I use is made of a lot of garlic, as you can tell here. And I never throw my peelings away, and I'll do a short about that a little bit later on. So let's see. And I use this little gadget right here to remove the skins from my garlic. And I guess I should have done a little bit more of those. But I just do a lot of them. Let's see, I have these little pieces here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all different sizes, so actually, I just kind of go by the garlic. I like a lot of garlic in the Alfredo sauce because that's going to go on the main part of the pizza. Instead of pizza sauce, I use the Alfredo sauce. There we go. And here we go. Okay, I'll put that later on. Bella thinks she's going to get it, but she'll just sniff it. It's still in the husk. There. Okay. Set back down in there. Oh, have one more. Then I just say lots of garlic, and I kind of go by, what it looks like. Looks like enough. And then I have my saucepan, and I'm going to press out my garlic. Oh. And you get to looking at it. Doesn't really look like that much so far. Now for my for the base of the sauce, I'm starting with the garlic and a 1/4 cup of butter to saute the garlic in. And then just put it all in there. So I don't know if you can have too much garlic, but this gadget I've had since 1988, I think. 86 actually. Garlic press from Pampered Chef. Okay, so there we go. There's all my garlic. Then putting all my stuff back in here. And I have a Formica table, so that's what I use. Okay, so I'm going to use a 1/4 cup of butter. I'm going to melt this and saute it here, and I'll take you over to the stove for a minute on that. Okay. Right back. So now I have sauteed the garlic and the butter, as you can tell. there. Now my next ingredients that I want to include is going to be, I have 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning, a teaspoon of Himalayan salt, and a quarter teaspoon of black pepper. I'm going to put that in so that can get all of the spices cooked in. Pre-cooking the spices releases the aroma and that. So we're going to get that in there. It smells so good. Then my next step is I'm going to cook this for a couple of seconds over here, a couple minutes. Not a couple of minutes, but just about 30 seconds. I'll be right back. Okay. All right, so I brought those spices to a really low simmer, and I wish you guys could smell the base here. The next thing I'm going to include is the 5 ounces of cream cheese. Okay, this is 4. And my sister would be saying, this is the gallbladder attack. But, so here we go. And it does help if the cream cheese is softened so that whenever you're melting it in the pot, it'll go faster. But, okay. So now I'm going to melt the cream cheese in here. And so right now my pot is still, I don't want to overcook the cream cheese or anything. I want it to be softened here. And so my pan is still warm from doing the other. Okay. See how good that looks there. That cream cheese is softened up quite a bit. Then next, I'm going to include and I always try to cook with wooden spoons. I do have. Okay, here we go. The cream cheese is softened up quite a bit. Now the next thing is going to be this is heavy whipping cream, okay? But I only did just a little bit above the half cup mark for the heavy whipping cream, and then I added the rest water because I still wanted that creamy taste there. So I'm going to add this to our mixture. Now, if you don't have heavy whipping cream or milk or something like that, and you can always use yogurt, that can be converted to a milk liquid. Now, I am going to go warm this up, and then I'll be right back. Now, while my cream cheese is melting with the milk and the heavy whipping cream, I'm going to measure out some additional cheeses. I like to use 3 additional cheeses, but today I only have 2. I have mozzarella cheese and I have provolone cheese. So, but you can use any kind of cheese that you like, and that. And so here's that. I'm going to add this to my sauce. This is the provolone cheese. Ooh. 1 cup of mozzarella cheese. There we go. Okay. Now, while the sauce is coming together, we are going to start on the pizza crust itself, okay? So here, I'm going to set this aside and this aside. Okay. That was garlic that got popped into the... All right, I'm going to put this Greek up. Okay. Okay, so now for our pizza crust, I have, and I just have a notebook that I write these recipes down in. All right, so my pizza crust, I have 1 1/3 cup of almond flour, 1 tablespoon of coconut flour, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and that's my main base here. Next, what I always like to do, it calls for 2 cups of cheese. Okay, so I'm gonna get our cheese out here. And I like to add the cheese to the dry first. And then, I did have a spoon, but okay, so there's that. Next, I'm going to mix up this cheese. I'm going to coat the cheese with the flour. Okay, get really nicely coated there, because that's what this is. Makes it easier to manage and that. Okay. Next is on what. So my sauce is coming along. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but it's not all that thick right now. And sometimes if it's not as thick as you want it to, you have a couple of different options. Number 1, you can add more cheese. Okay, that'll help thicken it up, which is probably what I'm going to do, because it's not quite the consistency that I want. So I have cheese and just a little bit of that cheese. Finish off that cheese there. Okay, so, and the other option is that if it still isn't the consistency that I like the most, I will add just a tad bit of cassava flour or arrowroot or some other gluten-free thickening agent. But that looks like it's thickening up really nice now. Okay. Yes, on the mica table, you can take your pot from the stove to the table, as long as it's not too hot. Okay. I'm gonna go finish letting that cook up. So next, okay, so while my sauce is still trying to thicken up, I did add a tablespoon of cassava flour to that to try to thicken it up a little bit to get the consistency that I like. Now the next thing on the pizza dough is I add in 3 tablespoons of softened cream cheese with 1 egg. Okay, so I'll just add that in. Let me get that down in there the way I want it. down. Okay. Now, to your pizza crust, you can add Italian seasoning, additional garlic, you know, any spices that you like. I just choose just to do a plain pizza crust and that. So I put this, actually I dig a hole in there, and then I put this inside here, like so. And then here's, comes together like so. Now, see how that pizza dough is there. It's all coming together, forming a ball. Every drop of that egg in there. Now, if you wanted a wetter dough, you can certainly do, you know, like a drop of water. Especially if you think you've added, you know, like too much flour for some reason, if you kind of eyeball things. Because I know a lot of cooks out there, they don't really measure everything. So, okay, so here we go. Let me get that together there. Okay. Right. Okay, so now I have my dough completely combined. Okay. I'm going to take my pizza sheet here, and I use parchment paper for easy cleanup. Okay. And I'm going to take half this pizza dough. Put it right there, like that. Okay, I'm just going to smash it down. That. Oop. Now, there's no perfection in this, just so you know. Gonna do it like this, bring it all together. Oh, I can tell how thick it is underneath there and how wide. So, let's see. Up. If it looks too thin on one side, thick on another. This is just what I do. I know there's professional cookers out there that'll probably have a better way of doing that. So then I just kind of get my edges up like so. I just want to. There we go. Not a huge pizza, but there we go. Okay, so let's set this crust aside. Actually, let's set this aside over here. Okay, so now I have my crust completely put together here. I haven't done a taste test on the sauce yet to see the consistency. It depends on how thick you like your sauces and that, but I'm going to trust that this tastes okay. Okay, it's okay, it's good. Okay, so then I know I have not cooked my crust yet, but I'm getting ready to do that here. But I put my sauce on first. I've preheated my oven to 400 degrees. Okay. Now, there we go. Put more sauce. Okay. Now you can also take a shortcut if you wanted to and buy the the Alfredo sauce at the store. But since I do everything homemade, just about, as much as I can. Okay. So there's my sauce. Now I'm going to put this in the oven for about, I kind of go by sight until I see that the edges are starting to brown a little bit. Then I'll take it back out, top it with the chicken and more cheese. Okay. Okay. Set my timer. There we go. Now, on to our next one. Here's our next one. They all seem to be a little bit different. Okay, here we go. Another gadget I got from Pampered Chef. Probably the first year it came out. No. Oh. Okay, here we go. I'm not a Pampered Chef rep, but I have a couple friends that are, so if you don't have one, I can certainly refer you. Because I think they don't have wooden ones now. I think the ones they have now are like a hard plastic or something like that. Maybe they don't call it plastic. I'm not quite sure. See. Okay, see how that's coming out there? Need to definitely look down this side. This one's a little bit thicker than the other one. Not much, but some. Now, okay. It's nice. Okay, so this here. Bring it down here. Like that. This one is a little bit thicker, which is all right. Now, some people make this keto crust using cauliflower, and I have made it with the cauliflower before, but it's really hard to deal with. And this actually tastes a lot better. Okay, just one more. Swipe over. Just to smooth it out. Okay. Now, okay. Finished with that. I'm gonna have lots of sauce left over, so I'll have to. I did make some extra sauce last week, but I don't remember where I put it. I'm sure it's in the freezer somewhere. Okay. Make that right into my crust. And you know what's nice is that whenever you've got your sauce, then you can tailor it to your flavors, and that what you want more garlic, more onion, more, you know, whatever the case might be. So here's my second one, and it's ready to go in the oven. And my timer just went off. Now, go. So now there's my crust. I'm going to let it sit for a minute before I add my pizza. All right, so I'm gonna, stuck my thumb in it. There we go. So it is, there's that first pizza. I'm gonna set it aside for a minute. Now, generally, when it comes to the chicken, it's usually leftovers from the day before. But yesterday, when I made the chicken, I made chicken enchiladas. So today, I got a new hen out and got her ready for this here. So I'm gonna, now I've just seasoned this up with some, I'm just cutting this up. Into smaller bite-sized pizzas for us. And I just put Mrs. Dash on top of it to season it. Okay, here we go. Now, usually I'll use the chicken from the day before, or leftover chicken. You can use chicken breast, you can use chicken thighs, you can, whatever part of the chicken you want. Okay, so this, here we go. Forgot to set my timer. Okay. All right, here we go. Okay. Load that baby down. And top up a little bit of cheese, mozzarella cheese. Right. Okay. Set it aside. Need just a little bit more cheese for, I bet I forgot to, oh, it's okay. Go. I think I just forgot one little step here. Okay. I think it's all right. is the sauce. There's a little bit more sauce on top. Not perfection, that's for sure. Okay. I'm going to check that pizza. No, off. Go back. Call Bella. It just happens to be her favorite. All right, so we'll set that aside. Okay. Go ahead and put this one back in the oven. Bring the other one out. Now for the final part of the topping of the chicken pizza, it's going to go back in the oven for about another 5 or 6 minutes until it gets golden on top. And so this one, we're going to go ahead, put our chicken topping on this one. This is not a thick crust by no means. These are a thin crust pizza. I made one a couple weeks ago and it was a really good thick crust, and I haven't been able to perfect that recipe yet. Not even this one. I think it's because it's so warm. Okay. Now we'll have a salad to go along with this. A chicken Alfredo pizza, along with a little bit of salad. Okay. Now we wait. It. Okay. So is good from side mouth. All right. So I'm going to cut it off right here. This is the conclusion of our chicken Alfredo pizza. It's just the last thing I'm going to do is just cook this and have it all bubbly and everything. And then we're going to set the table and eat it up. And thank you for watching A Day in the Life, Retirement on a Shoestring. And I hope you enjoyed this video.